creepy TikToks that will make you rethink reality. Let's go!
Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, as these clips haven't been fact-checked.
Looks to me they had the ability to look into the future, or this technology was already around. What do you think? Yeah, go Biden, go Biden.
You grads in here, we got some HBCU grads. Even if you short a couple credit hours, you can.
She knows so long as she was denied, our freedom can never be secured. Her decades-long march brought her here to the White House when she stood by my side as I signed the Juneteenth federal holiday.
Bro opened his inventory. This is proof that America is not ruled by a president. What happens if one of those propellers stops spinning while you are in the air?
The Canyon is not just an American sightseeing location. There are strange and dark secrets that lie within. Some have even encountered a gateway to a hidden world. In 1909, the Arizona Gazette published an article about an expedition funded by the Smithsonian. This expedition was led by a man named G.E. Kincaid, and he discovered an ancient underground city within the Grand Canyon. But here is where it gets interesting. This city was filled with artifacts from ancient Egypt, hieroglyphs, statues, and even a pyramid. How did ancient Egyptian relics end up in Arizona over 5,000 years ago? Is it possible that they had access to flight? But it gets even stranger. The Smithsonian seized all the artifacts and shut down any further exploration, which led to 90% of the Grand Canyon being restricted till this day. The canyon is home to numerous hidden caves and tunnels, many holding ancient treasures and technologies. Many adventurers used to report seeing strange lights and sounds coming from these depths. The Hopi tribe, a tribe native to the region, speak of sacred underground cities known as the Sipapu. These cities are believed to be gateways to the underworld, holding powerful energies that should never be disturbed. All this makes us wonder, what else is hiding in the Grand Canyon?
I want to know why 90% of the Grand Canyon is closed off to the public. Anyone know? Please drop a comment.
This has been hidden for centuries. The Eiffel Tower's real purpose is extremely different to what you've been told. Most people believe it is just a symbol of Parisian culture and the industrial age, but there is far more. Its secrets could have revolutionized the world. The Eiffel Tower was completed in 1889 for the World's Fair. It was designed as a temporary exhibit showcasing modern engineering. But here is where it gets interesting. There is overwhelming evidence that the tower was actually built as a giant antenna for wireless electricity experiments. Nikola Tesla visited Paris in the 1880s, and during his visit he met with Gustave Eiffel and shared his vision of a world powered by free wireless energy. Tesla proved that with his Wardenclyffe Tower invention that could wirelessly transmit electricity across the globe. Eiffel was fascinated by Tesla's ideas and incorporated these principles into the design of the tower. The lattice structure is not just an aesthetic choice, but it gets even stranger. During the construction of the Eiffel Tower, there were reports of strange electromagnetic phenomena and unexplained lights around the tower. Local newspapers often mention mysterious experiments conducted late at night. Some even claim to have seen sparks and glowing orbs.
It makes sense. Who would build a steel structure with no enclosed areas just for people to look at?
To think about this, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter. Yeah. Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Allegedly.
I don't like Beyonce, but Beyonce was not struggling, especially in Destiny Child. Let me hear your take on this.
A lot of guys in Vietnam saw some weird things in the jungle.
You didn't have to be in the jungle to see weird things.
Really?
My first week there, I saw probably one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I was in a 3/4 ton sitting up front. We pulled up to an intersection of a main road. And the 3/4 was right behind a, what do they call it, a Lalo truck or I can't remember what they call them now.
Some type of an indigenous vehicle?
Yeah, it was like a motorcycle with seats in the back for up to 6 people.
Like a tuk-tuk or something?
Tuk-tuk, yeah.
Okay.
That's what they call them, tuk-tuk. And it was a woman and a small boy in the back, and the driver revving his engine. And it was a convoy of trucks going through. And the convoy were all low boys with tanks on them and APCs and, heavy equipment. And they're blowing through this intersection, one behind the other. And sometimes there was a break. But the convoy kept going. And this guy got a break. I guess he thought he could make it. And he gunned the engine and he popped the clutch and he got out in the middle and it stalled. Bang. The next convoy truck hit him hard, spun him around, and the back wheels of the trailer went over him. And then every truck behind that, bang, bang. Every single one of them hit that tuk-tuk and started pounding it down in size. To the point you could not see the difference between the metal and the bodies. It was just like a big spongy mess in the middle of the road. No stops. Nobody, the convoy just kept blowing through there. And I've always thought, so they just didn't show up at home. Nobody could have known who they were.
Yeah.
But nobody stopped. No. They just.
Like it was nothing.
A bang. That was nothing.
Everyone should watch Ken Burns' Vietnam War documentary.
The most isolated human settlement on Earth isn't a place that you can reach by plane or car. The fastest and only way to get there is a 6-day boat ride from Cape Town that only departs 8 or 9 times every year. It's an island called Tristan da Cunha, and it's like 17,000 miles in the middle of the ocean across some of the roughest seas on the planet. The only town on the entire island is, funnily enough, called Edinburgh, or Edinburgh of the Seven Seas. About 250 people live here, and they're all British citizens because this is a territory of the United Kingdom. Everybody is supposedly a descendant of an initial group of 15 people who moved here during the 1800s and early 1900s. It's also the smallest place in the world where English is the native language, although they do have their own unique dialect. The entire island is also communally owned, and nobody from outside the island is allowed to buy land. Everybody is primarily a farmer,
Nice.
a fisherman, or a government worker, although there are a few kind of like one-offs. So there are like a few doctors and there's one policeman, even though allegedly nobody's ever actually been arrested here anyway. There's no cell phone service on Tristan da Cunha, and there's only a few businesses on the island, including a museum, an empanada joint, and 2 bars. If you want to visit, you have to plan really far in advance and have a lot of things in order, including health insurance that could pay for any potential evacuations back to Cape Town. There also aren't any hotels on the island, so you either have to rent a guest house or just stay with a local family. I am begging for the comments or the For You page to bring me somebody who has been here.
There's a creator on TikTok who lives there. I forgot her name, but she used to pop up on my For You page all the time. And I was so fascinated by the lore. It's a nice market and it's super cheap.
I'm going to show you everything that you can get for just £2 at a corner store in Bali. And just so you know, £2 is equivalent to about 40,000 rupiah. Let's go. We're going to need one of these. I'm starting with this iced latte that's 3,300 rupiah or 16p. And a bottle of water for 2,900, which is 14p. So now we're up to 30p. Now we're gonna get some crips. These are 3,500 or 17p. Let's get ourselves a chocolate bar for 13p. I also want some sweets, so we'll get these Yuppie baby bears. So now we're up to 80p with everything so far. I need some pot noodle, pot mee for 17p. I want some ice cream, so we're gonna get a Cornetto black and white. This runs you 30p. I really want to try the chocolate milk, so let's get this guy for 15p. Seems like a pretty good deal. This is the basket right now for the price that we're at. These are really good. My favorite sweets right here. It's like that rainbow sugary belt. We'll get this for 2,400. And also let's get a full pack of gum for 18p. So I have 30p left to work with, and we're just gonna finish it off with a classic bottle of Coca-Cola.
Very healthy.
How crazy is it? All of that for just £2. I swear, just a bottle of Coke can run you £2 for places in London. I love Bali.
After this, his blood sugar will skyrocket. But see how cheap it is? You folks will live like kings here.
Somebody changed my life when they said this. They go, how much do you meditate on the Word of God? I go, oh, I'm telling you a lot. He goes, how much do you worry? And I spilled out of my mouth. I go, 10 times more. He goes, then realize this. When you have faith, you walk with Jesus Christ.
Amen.
When you worry, you worship the devil.
Ooh.
He goes, you just told me you worship Satan more than you worship God. Now when I get scared, I literally pause. If I have to separate myself, I will. And I say, God, give me faith here. Do not let me worship Satan. Now I walk around things that if it is my time, say it is, God forbid, the end of times, this is the world war, whatever, bro. I know where I'm going. I know who my God is. I see that he tells me that there's going to be signs of wars and I shouldn't worry. I read, I know my God now. When I am in fear, I have to write it 100 times until I understand it. When I am in fear, it's because I am not filling myself up with the Holy Spirit. I am filling myself up with bullcrap. And that's why I'm running off of crap.
Bring it, because I know I walk with Christ. Fear not is in the Bible 365 times. That's for us to know, to not fear anything 365 days of the year, because God is in control of everything.
Here is a view from the far for the Hongyadong in Chongqing, China here. Look at this view, amazing view over here. Look at this amazing view. Chongqing, China, second largest city in China.
It's not, I don't think it's the second largest city in China. It's behind Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou.
Japanese people are offended by the movie Oppenheimer.
Let's say shocked. I was almost like offended
in some scenes. Yep, the movie just got released in Japan and Japanese people are offended by it. And I might offend even more people by saying this. I want more movies to come out talking about the atrocities committed by Japan before World War II and during World War II. For one reason or another, the West has given such a pass to Japan that we don't even talk about the atrocities committed by them. It's like, oh, we did something bad to you. Oh, did you even do anything bad before that? No, only perpetual victims. If you're offended now, you might need to scroll away because I might offend you even more. People also don't seem to understand that if it weren't for those being dropped, more people would have been unalived. I know this is a hard concept to grasp, and I know a lot of people don't have the cognitive ability to understand things like that, but more people would have died if those weren't dropped. And trust me, I don't want any innocent person to be unalived for any reason. However, if I were given the choice between 10 people being unalived and 25 people being unalived, I would probably pick the lesser amount. It's not even like Oppenheimer was glamorizing or glorifying what happened. That's the thing that gets me, to where I'm really confused. Because whether we like it or not, Japan was the villain in World War II. And even before that. More people were unalived by the Japanese in that period, and any of them were unalived during the... Again, that's not to say that that isn't bad. I'm just saying, maybe we should, as a world, okay? Maybe we should talk more about all that Japan has done. Because for some reason, it gets swept under the rug.
Remember that Nanking is banned from being taught in Japanese school. Japan is being told that they were solely the victims of World War II.
Quick tip for your mental health. You need to learn how to distinguish who needs a full-blown explanation, who needs a one-word answer, and who needs absolutely nothing.
I have a perfect example. The wife needs a full-blown explanation, the mistress a one-word answer, and the ex nothing.
Check this out. Original certificates, Ferrari logo, custom carbon fiber box, and inside is the supercar of cameras, the Hasselblad H4D40 Ferrari. This is number 24 of only 499, which is the same production unit as the LaFerrari. We've got the color scheme of Rosso Future Red, the on buttons over here, but it's never been turned on, making it one of the rarest cameras in the world and selling for up to $200,000.
Whoa. There's a lot of things I could use $200,000 on, and this isn't it.
This TikToker right here married into a super evil family. I bet most of you guys don't know about this. Thank you to my commenters for putting me onto this. I had no idea. I don't really follow people like this, but it's super interesting. So let's dig into it a little bit. Now, in my last video, we went over Lucien Grange and a couple other people in Universal who have mass ownership in private prisons. Cube, Bone Thugs, a ton of people exposed this back in the day, and people listened or didn't really do anything about it. I don't know. But it's very wrong. It's very wrong. I mean, these music executives have a vested ownership in prison, and look at what happens to artists that speak out about this kind of thing. Their careers in the toilet, or their lives in the toilet. So it's interesting. It's interesting. So right here we look at Mr. Grange's son. Side note as well, Lucien Grange is super involved in the Diddy lawsuit, the sex trafficking, all this stuff. These people are evil. This is modern day evil. Here's his son, Elliot Grange, who happened to have founded 10K Projects, which put out people like 6ix9ine, Trippie Redd, a lot of big names that have kind of fallen into obscurity, but the point still stands. And this lady is getting so much support. And I mean, I went through her page. The show of wealth is, it's like this, it's disgusting. I mean, you have money, that's cool. Do whatever you want with it. Have a luxurious wedding. All that's fine, but that is blood money. And in a way that's almost worse than having a dad at Lockheed. I mean, you have blood money and you have modern day slavery money. This video is short. There's not really much to go through here because we already covered the very scandalous family right here, but I bet most of you guys didn't know you're directly supporting them, whether you even realize it or not. These people are all evil.
What interesting is her dad and his dad been good friends for years, and Elliot and Sophia grew up together. If you don't know, now you know.
When I try to breathe, my lungs are fine. It's what's in front of my lungs that's so rigid. It's like I know you. That's what happens. It's like I know what I want to do. And now you can show me, yeah. And that's what happens, and it's very difficult for me to hear that and to show this to you.
It breaks my heart, but she will always be Celine Dion. It's a clear message. Putin is not joking. But remember, the US are not rookies when it comes to war.
On a time in a village, a man appeared and announced to the villagers that he would buy monkeys for $10 each. The villagers, seeing that there were many monkeys around, went out to the forest and started catching them. The man bought thousands at $10, and as supply started to diminish, the villagers stopped their effort. He further announced that he would now buy at $20. This renewed the efforts of the villagers, and they started catching monkeys again. Soon the supply diminished even further and people started going back to their farms. The offer increased to $25 each, and the supply of monkeys became so little that it was an effort to even see a monkey, let alone catch it. The man now announced that he would buy monkeys at $50. However, since he had to go to the city on some business, his assistant would now buy on behalf of him. In the absence of the man, the assistant told the villagers, "Look at all these monkeys in the big cage that the man has collected. I will sell them to you at $35. And when the man returns from the city, you can sell them to him for $50 each." The villagers rounded up with all their savings and bought all the monkeys, but they never saw the man nor his assistant ever again. Only monkeys everywhere. Now you have a better understanding of how the cryptocurrency market works.
Good, so buy crypto at $15, hold it, then sell it at $25 before the man goes to the city. Don't go anywhere because we still have fire clips after fire clips back to back.
It's a fully glass yacht and it flies. Come over here. It's also designed by BMW. Come on in. Check this out. Come look. This is your interior. And you've got the chrome accented seats here. Chrome with the LED light features, and you get a 360-degree view outside the boat, also up here with the skylight. Now around here, this is your lounge room. You can actually have different configurations. Watch this. Prime seat. How nice is this? Now over here, on. Now, it's silent because this is a fully electric yacht. Look, there are your batteries. Here we go. We got to get up to 18 knots. Up here, look this. Here we go, here we go. At 18, we start to fly. 15, 16, 17, 18, we're up, we're flying. And look at this. Look how stable it is. You're not rocking at all. What do you think?
I don't like it. Nice, but no bathroom, no private room.
So I'm going to explain to you why you should never splash and run away from a shark. This is actually a video of me running away from this 15-foot tiger shark as a demonstration. When you splash and run away, you basically trigger a predatory response in the shark. Something that is running away is prey and is not something that is a strong predator. And when animals splash like this, it is also demonstrating that they're actually already injured or that they're struggling to swim, which would make them a much easier prey target for the shark. And you can see as I keep splashing and swimming away, the tiger shark continues to follow me and it's actually getting closer. So instead of swimming away, the best thing you can do in this scenario is to stay calm, hold your ground, maintain eye contact with the shark. You can use your fins as a way to create space, and if you absolutely need to, push down firmly on the top of the shark's head. You want to make sure that you're actually pushing down firmly and locking your elbow, and you're going to follow through by guiding your hand along the side of the shark to make sure they are going to continue swimming away from you and not turn back. The majority of the time you ever see a shark in the ocean, they're going to be scared of you, but if you're ever in that scenario where they are continually approaching you, use these tips.
My love, if I see a shark, I will panic, swallow water, and drown.
Do you know there is a tree which can walk like human? This is Socratea exoriza, also known as walking palm, found in Latin America. This tree walks 2 or 3 centimeters per day and approximately 20 meters every year and has many roots, which looks like many little legs. But according to the scientist, this tree doesn't walk, rather it moves from shade to sunlight by growing its roots in direction it wants to travel and allowing the old roots to lift into air and die.
When trees start walking, I'm packing my bags.
This giant buoy turns waves into electricity. It's been made by core power, and here's how it works. The buoy is anchored to the seafloor with a chain, and as the waves rise and fall, the buoy is pulled up and down. As the buoy rises and falls with the wave, it pulls on the chain, which spins a motor that generates electricity. This is then transferred to the main power grid by underwater cables, similar to offshore wind farms. The chain's length is adjustable, allowing the buoy to move up and down with the tide. It even has a special system which allows the motor's resistance to adjust depending on whether the sea is calm or stormy, a bit like changing gears on a bicycle. This allows it to produce more energy in calm conditions while avoiding overheating in rough weather. Would you like to see more innovations using energy from our ocean? Tap like if you would and follow for more innovations like this.
That's actually genius. I love it.
Romania, and I think I just found the most beautiful city in the world. Look at this place. It's beautiful lights, beautiful buildings, and there's a man sitting here in the dark playing the piano. Let me remind you, I'm in Romania. You can see people sat here under the trees listening to this man play this piano that's in the middle of a park, I guess. But look, it gets even crazier. This street is full of just light bulbs. This street all the way down there is also full of light bulbs. And now the piano man has a crowd of people. And look, they even put a tent up for him. I guess he's been out here for a long time. Maybe it's for the rain, maybe it's for the sun. This is the difference between European cities and US cities. This entire street, people are walking, people are eating outside. But then this street is the exact same thing. And then this is an entire courtyard of people outside eating, drinking. Look how beautiful this place is. I think this is the town name, Timișoara, and I mean this is the beauty of Romania.
The Romanian Ministry of Tourism needs to start paying him. His enthusiasm is so adorable.
Okay, some pretty major breaking news. Malawi's vice president has just been killed in a plane crash with his wife and 8 others.
Oh.
Not again. This is just less than a month after Iran's president died in a helicopter crash. So I don't know what's going on with flights this year, but it's getting a little bit ridiculous. So This is Dr. Chilima and his wife the day before they went missing. And he was only 51 years old, and he was seen as a major contender for next year's presidential election. And before his political career, he held key leadership roles in companies like multinational companies like Unilever and Coca-Cola. So here are the details. I'm reading here that the military plane carrying the vice president disappeared from the airport's radar system yesterday morning after it was unable to land due to poor visibility. So I'm assuming weather issues. A massive search operation was carried out, and then they found the wreckage moments ago, literally moments ago, with no survivors. So, flights this year. As we find out more, I'll keep you guys updated. Yeah.
Rest in peace. Malawi is in Africa, by the way.
The world is a chess game and you are just pawns in it. What is going on a global scale is not by mistake. It's not that these politicians genuinely hate each other and like, screw you, you did this and that to me. Maybe on the lower levels, like I'm talking really, really low, they could be. But the ones that really run the show and are the kings and queens on the chessboard, they're all buddy-buddy with each other. They're shaking hands behind the stage. This genocide, because I can't say the word, that is happening right now, it is not a religious issue. Yet people are thinking it is. You guys are being played like pawns once again. They're pitting you against each other. So you think it's something as stupid as a religious issue. It's not. It's an issue of money, and it will always be an issue about money. And while you're being distracted with this religious issue that's going on, they're doing things behind your back. They're passing laws behind your back. They're restricting more and more of your autonomy. So it's really time for everybody to wake up and just unite. 99% of us against them, which is only 1%. They hold no power. The only power they hold against you is their weapons, and also the fear they hold over you, the psychological effect they hold over you. We have, as humanity, suffered Stockholm Syndrome to these people for so long now. And while we sit here being distracted with, oh, should I get the latest iPhone? Should I get the latest Chanel bag? What's this celebrity doing? They're creating a dystopian state to trap you in it because they see you as livestock, as sheep. Now, there is a reason why they see you as sheep and they take the humanity away from you. They obviously don't see you as their equal. It's because they believe they come from a very special bloodline. The Nephilim bloodline, the fallen angelic bloodline, whatever you want to call it. They believe they are descendants of these powerful gods. And at this point, with what's going on, it's not just a belief, it's true. They genuinely are not human, because what they lack is basic human empathy. Their agenda here is to continue their legacy that was left to them by their Nephilim overlords, to finally fully destroy humanity and have Mother Earth as their own. They're interested in the resources here. They are interested in draining the resources here because these entities are absolutely parasitic. And if we as humanity don't do something about it right now, we can't cry victim, because at this point, if you know what you know, you cannot be a victim anymore. You have to stand up and do something. And by the way, the Vatican also holds a lot of the missing information of humanity's true history and our galactic origins. But they don't ever want you to know that. But I'm going to be exposing our true galactic origins. If you're curious as to why these ruling class hate humanity so much and use us as pawns so much, my book, Made in God's Image, is linked in my bio. I hope you understand that they actually fear us more than anything, because we hold the true power that they don't have.
I'm on God's side, and God's people win in the end.
The world is not what you have been told. We once had access to free energy, and they've been lying to us ever since. There is significant evidence showing that Nikola Tesla was on course to changing our universe forever. In the early 1900s, Tesla developed a technology called the Wardenclyffe Tower. This was more than just a transmission tower. Tesla designed it so it was able to wirelessly transmit electricity across the globe by harnessing the Earth's natural energy.
Wow.
He was able to power his home and devices without a single wire. But here is where it gets dark. Tesla's invention threatened powerful individuals who controlled the energy market. J.P. Morgan, who initially funded Tesla, pulled the plug on the project when he realized that free energy couldn't be metered or monetized. But it gets even stranger. Tesla's lab mysteriously burnt down, and many of his notes and prototypes disappeared. Tesla's discoveries went beyond just wireless electricity. He hinted at tapping into what he called radiant energy, a limitless source of power derived from the very fabric of space itself, similar to what modern scientists refer to as zero-point energy. Many say that this is also how the Tartarians were able to pull off so many of their technological and architectural feats. Do you think this tower is still in use today?
JP Morgan started funding Edison after he dumped Tesla. JP Morgan's home was the first home fully lit by Edison's electricity.
Anticorns. Wildlife experts near Chattanooga, Tennessee have sighted a small herd of horned quadrupeds known as anticorns roaming the region. The rare and elusive creatures could be identified by their dark rough skin, rows of sharp teeth, and large singular horn. Anticorns are predatory in nature and are known to prey on large mammals such as wild hogs, deer, elk, and in some rare instances bears. Although anticorn attacks on humans are exceedingly rare, hikers in the area should be prepared to either run, hide, or defend themselves if spotted by an anticorn. Due to the rarity of the species, researchers are still determining the best course of action in the event of an anticorn encounter. All documented incidents of anticorn attacks have resulted in the death of the victim by way of maiming and consumption, leading to a lack of useful data in the matter. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places.
Key to success is always be asking this question: what is the most valuable use of my time right now? What is the most valuable use of your time right now? I'm convinced that if all you did was organize your life and only work on the most valuable use of your time, that alone would be enough to make you an effective, efficient person. That alone would be enough to increase your productivity, your performance, your profitability, your rewards by 10, 20, 30, 40, even 50%.
In order for something new to come, something old must go. And that old can sometimes mean let go of what you know until now.
So always before you begin, ask yourself, is this the most important thing I could be doing? Is this my top priority task? Does this give me the highest payoff? Is this the most valuable use of my time?
Empty the cup and start from the beginning. It's not easy to do, but at the moment it's the only way that I see how something that is blocked can be brought back to movement.
Every morning when you get up, say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now, I do it now, do it now. Whenever you have this tendency to procrastinate, program your subconscious mind with this automatic conditioned command: do it now, do it now, do it now. The key to overcoming procrastination is to develop a sense of urgency. Be the kind of person who gets things done quickly. Be the kind of person who launches fast on a task.
I'll get it done. I make 2 videos a day now. This is awesome advice, but don't forget to put God in your life. Your spirit needs to be rich as well.
This guy was bored one day, but it somehow ended up with him becoming the new owner of Google. And when Google found out, they had the best possible reaction. So his name is Sanmei Ved, and in 2015, he was killing some time on the website Google Domains. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Google Domains, it allows you to buy website names that haven't already been taken, like this used to be mine. But when Sanmei typed in google.com on Google Domains, he was surprised to find that the website was available for purchase. For the absurdly low price of $12 a year, Sanmei could apparently become the new owner of Google. It seems like one of those scam emails that promise to make you CEO of Minecraft or something for a small fee, but no, this was actually legit. And so Sammy decided to add Google to his cart and buy it just to see what would happen. He fully expected that he would get an error, but somehow the transaction actually went through and ownership of Google.com was officially transferred to him. Sammy could now do whatever he wanted with the website for a full 60 seconds. To Google's credit, that's how long it took for them to notice the error and issue him a refund. But turns out Google's security team also has a rewards program that offers cash prizes to employees who discover massive bugs. As a former Google employee, Sammy was given $6,006.13, which spells out Google. And when Google learned that Sanmei had donated all this money to charity, they doubled his reward.
5 p.m.
Could you sue them to keep the domain?
First meal of the day, mackerel and eggs. Let's go.
Can I substitute this with a large Domino's?
Biggest culture shock in Japan was just how badass the elderly people can be. Like the 79-year-old grandpa who runs a food truck in the middle of the park by himself. This is Imazaki-san, and he is the owner of Imaya's Hamburgers, which is known to be the soul food of Fukuoka Prefecture. He's a local celebrity here, and his hot dog truck is the longest running one in all of Japan. He's been doing this for over 50 years, and his motto is to sell cheap and delicious food. So of course, you know I had to stop by and try one for myself. Now I'm not gonna lie, getting to the park was a little bit of a trek, and of course the day I decided to go, it was raining. After I climbed up a few hills, I finally made it and was pleasantly surprised to see a bunch of locals supporting him. There were even some of his regular customers that were there who were able to translate in English. Now this is something I was shocked to see, which was a hamburger hot dog hybrid sandwich. I decided to try the one with egg and cheese, which came with one hamburger, one hot dog, egg, cheese, ketchup, mustard, cabbage, and onions. And after taking a picture with one of Japan's legends, I sat down to try it for myself. And all I can say is 10 out of 10. So definitely come and visit Mr. Imazaki if you're ever in Japan.
You know he's awesome. He can even raise his arms that high, but yet that's not stopping him from doing all this. Amazing job, sir.
So recently I visited the other Epstein Island here in America, North Fox Island in Michigan. It is an island where there was a child pornography ring being run. It was a pedophile island where hundreds of children were victimized over the years, and the guy who was running this operation, Francis Sheldon, he disappeared from America. He flew off of the island on his private plane. He got tipped off by somebody, probably in law enforcement or the FBI, and he escaped all justice in this case. But it took us a lot of effort to get to this island. We explored all the remaining structures that were utilized back in those horrible, horrific deeds. And in this video that I'm posting this evening, we expose the truth about the situation and tell the horrifying details. And it's stuff that haunts you. It's really, you guys have seen here on TikTok that I cover a lot of stories about pedophiles and sex trafficking, and I try my hardest to raise awareness about these issues, but being there in person and having talked to family members of victims in this case and everything that comes along with that, it's horrific. This stuff is really dark, but this is a very important video to me. So if this topic interests you, if you want to help me spread awareness about this, definitely go check out my new documentary. The link is going to be in my bio. It's called Pedophile Island on YT. I don't want to say the actual word in case I get blacklisted here. But yeah, this is the start of something huge on my YouTube channel. We have a lot of big announcements coming. We're almost at 1 million subscribers, so thank you all. And yeah, the North Fox ring I could talk about for weeks, and we start going into just immense detail, stuff that happened there, snuff films, different suspects, new things that people have told me about the active investigation that aren't public yet that we talk about in the video. So yeah, get ready. I will see you guys soon. It's going to be on my YT tonight.
Look into John David Norman and his connection, to Gacy and Coral.
What's going on, Puddin' Pops? Another day in Florida. So in Miami-Dade, Florida, a father took his daughter to the library and she needed to use the restroom. So she goes in the restroom and this 12-year-old girl uses the restroom, is washing her hands, and in the restroom is this 37-year-old woman. She throws napkins at the little girl. The little girl turns to look at her and she open palm slaps the little girl right in the face. The little girl goes running out of the bathroom crying, finds her father. Her father comes to the restroom. And there is this 37-year-old woman walking out of the restroom. So what does he do? He open palm slaps the living daylights out of her. Then he goes and finds the police. Both of them are detained while they investigate the situation. The woman ends up admitting that the little girl did nothing to her. She just felt like slapping her. So inevitably, they arrested the woman and let the father go. She got off super lucky on that one. Good on you, sir. Ta-ta.
Yes, I would rock that jumpsuit for either one of my children.
1991, scientists made a discovery that shocked the medical community for sure. What they found was a neural network inside the human heart. I've just said a big piece of information that affects all of us, and here's why. We can harmonize the neural network in the brain and the neural network in the heart. Two separate organs become one powerful, potent system in what is called heart brain coherence. They've developed 3 very, very simple steps. It's a shift in focus, a shift in breath, and a shift in feeling. When we change the way we feel, we're actually shifting the chemistry in our bodies. The immune system is strengthened. We awaken the longevity enzymes. We trigger the healing of the telomeres. We actually relieve stress on a molecular level. And those effects will last up to 6 hours after only 3 minutes of doing this. This is how powerful we are.
I love listening to Wolverine talk about the neural network. Alright folks, I'm going to end our video with this coming clip. Be kind to each other. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And don't forget to like or dislike so I can make better content. Thank you for staying till the end. There's a free gift below if you like. Thank you for watching. Have a prosperous day and God bless.
Understand, I've been playing football my whole life. It's just, I was into basketball always. So when I hit him with the juke, I hit him, you know what I'm saying? It was quick, man. You know I'm quick with that feet move.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's what that was?
Yeah.
It looked like you were ducking bullets to me. I don't know. That looked like a move, but motherfucker getting shot at, he just ducking and shit. That don't look like a football. Look like you was doing the motherfucking, some moving from bullets and shit. You left your girl behind. Your girl in the bag, and you moving.
Nah,
I'm just saying, that's what it looks like to me.
Nah, I want to show you the play that won the game. Come here, watch this.
Motherfucker, you done gave me a big ass beach ball football, motherfucker.
Bro, stop playing, man. So I need you to play QB. This,
I am.
I know, back up. This what he did with it. Come here.
Hold on. You handling me off.
My fault.
477. Special ed. Come on. Special ed. What?
Stop playing.
Special ed audible. Cut. Up.